Hello. We'd like to share with you something we're doing with some other Fastenal stores to see whether or not this has potential for you. The issue is taking a fabricated or a welded part and turning it into a one-piece part or a casting. Let's take a look at some quick numbers, not rocket science. We're going to also err on the side of caution. Let's say this costs your customer a minimum of $10. Probably more, but we're just going to say $10 for the sake of mathematics. The Fastenal price you could sell this at pretty easily would be $6. And that would save your customer 40% or $4. On the high side, we could produce that for you at $3. Realistically, probably more in the $2 to $2.50 area, but we'll say $3 for the purposes here. And that gives you 100% markup. That'd be nice if we could do that every day, wouldn't it be? In any case, if this is interesting, continue on. These are the two methods we use in casting. One is sand casting, which is you can make anywhere from one part to 1,000 to 10,000 on up, doesn't matter. Water meters are made this way. And a very repeatable process, a little bit rougher than the next process, but still turns out a very good part and is very easily repeated. The investment casting up at the top right is a ceramic mold, and it's usually used to make a slightly more precise part than what the sand casting is, and it easily cleans up and polishes up as well. So it has closer tolerances, but it really lends itself to manufacturing more pieces. You can see there's probably about like 10 or 12 pieces in each one of those molds. This is a great example of a fabrication versus a casting. Part on the right is 4 separate pieces of metal that have had various things done to them. The tube has been cut, the other flat pieces have been cut to the shapes they need to be in. Then they're placed into a fixture and then they're welded. A lot of labor in that and a lot of components. Part on the left is a one-piece casting that made the mold to fit that. Now the mold can facilitate anything you want in the bore, pretty much anything you want in the bore. You could have a triangle in there, you could have splines, you could put a star in there if that's what you wanted. You can also cast the holes in. They're ready for tapping, and the slot there is definitely done in the mold, and that does not need to be have a secondary operation. All the welds are finished off, they're taken away, and the part itself is probably stronger because it is made of one piece of metal. So there's no question of integrity of any welds there. If you don't actually see the parts themselves laying around, you can definitely see whether or not the company has a welder, if they have robotic welders, and if they have fixtures. You'll see on the right picture on the right, that is a fixture, but there's a fixture also in that robotic welder. The metal has to be fastened in there in a manner that butts up against each other and that it can be welded. That takes time to do that. Even with a robot, that takes time. Another avenue to look for are assemblies, small assemblies. One on the left has 14 different parts in it. The water jet cut parts, as well as the machined blocks. And those machined blocks do not come cheap. And then naturally the fasteners. Then you have to have the time to put that together. So you're going to be putting all those fasteners in there and then tightening them down and making sure they're snug and everything. So you have a fairly high dollar bill of material. I would estimate that to be a $30 to $35 part. The casting on the right is the single piece casting for that, and that part would sell easily. We could make that easily for right around the $10 arena. Again, depending on the volumes. Plenty of room for margin, plenty of room for savings for your customer. We're Peerless Hardware, and we are a Fastenal preferred supplier, have been for several years. We'd like the opportunity to work with you on this. If this video has been helpful, we would definitely like to do more to help you out with this, to give you better ideas on what to look for and how to actually sell this. Please, at your convenience, give us a buzz should you have any questions, or send us an email. If you're in the field and you do see a part in a manufacturing facility that you think has potential, take a picture of it. Let us look at it. Appreciate your time and look forward to hearing from you soon.